Hi, this is Kyra for Liquor and Literature. I want to start off by apologizing for all of our extended absences. School has gotten ridiculous with our master's program and the books that we are publishing this semester, and Alex and Melissa are also publishing a magazine this semester, so all in all it's gotten a bit hectic. But I have been really missing this and really wishing I could make a video the last couple weeks, even though I've been insanely busy, so here we are. So as you know, I read the first 3 books of Cassandra, Clare's Mortal Instruments. I really enjoyed the first 3 books. I loved them, they were great, I powered through them, I really enjoyed them. Although Melissa recently started reading them and she was saying she was having a hard time getting into City of Bones, which I was talking about this with her, and I was kind of thinking about how I'd read it. And I'm like, well, I actually didn't really find the book itself that compelling. What mostly drove me forward was because I'd seen the movie. And I was like, well, this is really different from the movie. I want to know what happens in the book. Whereas Melissa hasn't seen the movie, and she's having a harder time getting into it. But I did find definitely, there's no 3rd or 4th movie as of yet for those books. So definitely the 2nd and 3rd books held their own. I was going through them entirely on my own steam. I wanted to know what happened. They were really held my interest. They definitely got me through them. So while the first book was a bit hard to get through in retrospect, the second 2 were really compelling. So after a bit of a break, I decided to go back into that universe and read the 4th book in the trilogy, which is City of Fallen Angels. I did not like this book, and I've been thinking about why I didn't like it. I think part of it definitely has to do with the fact that I thought this series was over, because the first 3 books represent such a nice, solid plot arc, and everything's really resolved, and you can tell that she kind of meant for that to be the end of it, because it is really finished in that way. It is really well finished. She wrote a trilogy and she finished the story. You're left with a really satisfying ending, and then you get back into this and they're back in New York, and spoilers coming. They're back in New York, and then friggin' Clare and why am I forgetting the characters' names? I've read 4 books in this series. I probably shouldn't be forgetting the characters' names. Jace, that's his name. So they get back to New York, and Clare and Jace start having relationship problems. Jace is having these nightmares in which he's killing Clare, and he doesn't want to talk to her about it, so he kind of starts withdrawing from her, and she's freaking out and being like, if you're gonna break up with me, why don't you just break up with me? And all this drama, and Simon somehow is dating both Isabel and Maria, and it's just all of the drama and all the angst, and then all the angst that you thought was solved by Clare and Jace not being related is back, just in a different form. So that was really frustrating, just in terms of by the end of the 3rd series, everything is resolved, and then you go back into the 4th book, and nope, everything's a mess. Why this time? They're not talking to each other. Oh, shocking! What a shocking way to cause tension between the main characters, is to have them not talk to each other and tell each other about their problems. But I found what really bugged me about these books is because I loved the first 3's departure from typical Judeo-Christian mythology. The mythology that Cassandra Clare creates in these books is really interesting and really original, and I really enjoyed that aspect of them, especially just reading the first 3, the idea, especially when they have the angel that's been chained in the basement by Valentine, and all these experiments and the half-demon babies and all this stuff. It's a really interesting take on the whole mythology and the idea that the demons are from different dimensions and stuff like that. It's just a really different, interesting take. And in the 4th book, they bring forth, they bring Lilith into the picture, which is fine. Different shows have done different variations on Lilith. In this, they're like, oh, Lilith, the mother of all demons, and you're just like, okay. She's like, I was Adam's first wife, and I'm like, okay. And it's just going from a series that was taking such an interesting and different take on Judeo-Christian mythology to do something that's so in line with it was really frustrating for me. And it was really frustrating for me the way the book ended. I haven't read the 5th book yet. I don't think the 6th book's even been out yet, but I haven't read it either way. And I'm probably going to, just because I'm gonna want to know. I don't like leaving things unfinished, but I don't want to, because this book ended and I was like, well, fuck that. Like, I was very displeased with the way it ended, because it ended with Jace having his mind, like, whatever, fucked over, so he's evil now with, the actual Jonathan, Clary's brother, and it's just such, really, it's really similar to a lot of the problems that they had in the first 3 books. It's not even like that it is they're having problems, because obviously if you're going to have 3 more books, you're going to have conflicts in those books. But it's more the fact that it's like the same freaking conflict. It's like, oh my god, Jason thinks he's evil. Oh my god, what did Valentine do to him? Oh my god, he's actually evil. Oh my god, maybe he isn't. Oh my god, blah, blah. Like, it's the same problems, which is really frustrating as a reader, because you just watch these problems being resolved over 3 novels, and then you're like, oh, no, same problems again. Isn't that fun? Yay! So, I love the first 3 books in this series, but I wasn't crazy about the 4th one. I'm gonna finish them because I'm, like, physically incapable of leaving things unfinished, but overall, not too pleased with this book. It was just as well written as the other ones, but in terms of the plot and what happened in it, not crazy about it. So that's me for this week. I don't know if anyone else is ever going to be back, but I will keep posting when I can. Have a good day.